Episode 3, The Revenge of the Sith.
It's alright.
It's alright?
I mean, compared to the original saga,
Yes.
it's still low on the bar. But compared to the previous two prequels, definitely the highest.
Okay.
I would almost say these movies get better as they go.
Alright.
For me, because I know a lot of people hate Attack of the Clones real bad.
Mostly for the part you find amusing.
Yeah, it's really funny.
Yeah.
But it's really not supposed to be.
No. Yeah.
I like all the action in this movie.
There's a lot of it.
That's all it is.
This movie is 5 lightsaber fights separated by story. And it's great for that, because the action has been the best part of the prequels, I think.
Yeah, pretty much. It's a good special effects show.
Not only that, but the fighting.
But here's the thing. At least whenever we are fighting and doing action scenes, we're still telling story in the action scenes. Because we get Anakin killing Count Dooku, which changes his character. We get Obi-Wan killing General Grievous, which it furthers the plot. You know.
Yeah.
Things happen.
This one's been especially good with that thing. Every fight did have something to do with the plot. The only one that's kind of... And we're back.
Just go. The only thing.
The only fight, that's what it was. The only fight that kind of doesn't need to be there on a certain level. It's probably Yoda versus Palpatine, but I love that fight too much to take it out.
I love that fight a lot too, but I'd like to think maybe it's so the rest of the world maybe further assumes that all Jedis are dead, because Palpatine can, kind of like say he was vanquished in a fight with him or something. He probably wouldn't want to say that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he's the Emperor now. Who's he got to be afraid of?
No one, really.
Yeah. So, but I could see that. So that fight happened so that people would assume that Yoda's dead. And it's like, so all the Jedis are gone. Not that he doesn't pop up later at that little building to see Luke and Leia get birthed, but whatever.
I mean, that's on the outskirts, maybe.
The outskirts. Yeah.
Along the outer rim. Yeah. You've now seen recently.
Yes, recently.
The story of Anakin Skywalker, at least. Those first 6 episodes.
Yeah.
Any thoughts about that journey as a whole?
With just Anakin?
Yeah. He's our through line.
He is. I still think, just the turning of him is a little too forced at times.
Yeah.
It is good in this one. I feel like, because he does ultimately turn over to the dark side to try to save his wife from dying during childbirth, which is his newest premonition. Which I wish he would still have those in the new ones, but in the original saga, but they didn't have that kind of foresight.
Well, yeah. This is what happens when you kind of wrote prequels around the same time, but you kind of didn't.
They had vague plots, right? Like
he knew it ended with a fight on a volcano.
That's what he knew.
That's kind of what he knew.
Because that's great.
And there was something called the Clone Wars. Who were the clones? Why was there a war? It doesn't matter.
So, are the clones that army? That is the army in the original saga, the original ones, the stormtroopers.
Maybe some of them
carrying further over into the sequel trilogy.
By the time we get to the sequel trilogy, it's not clones.
They're not clones. Because I was going to say...
They've specified that, at least in the sequel trilogy, they are not clones. There was a line about that in the movie.
Right. But why would they stop using clones is one thing that I wouldn't understand. Doesn't seem like they didn't
maybe
work
it
at
proved
any point.
too expensive to keep cloning.
He owns the
I
fucking
know
galaxy.
I believe there was a point in the Clone Wars TV show where they said they were running out of Jango Fett's DNA sample.
Okay.
They were running out of material to keep going. Jango Fett.
Let's just say they ran out of material to keep making clones.
Mm-hmm.
They ran out of whatever. All right, I can buy that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good reason to stop. That you can't anymore.
Yeah.
So I guess in the original saga, you could say at least a good few were probably still clones.
It's possible, at the very least. But
then again, how many years are between them?
20.
20? Would all those clones still double age?
They still double age.
Okay, they'd all be dead. Or
Yeah,
at least,
that's
like, unfit for fighting.
Yeah.
Probably. Because let's just say they were, like, 20s and 30s in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
By the time you get up there...
Let's say even the batch they're starting now, by the time you get to 20 years, they're 40.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's even still getting out of fighting range.
Yeah.
When you want them to be at peak performance. Alright, I could see that.
Mm-hmm. But
that is something I had the thought of, like, because over the course of the movies, they start out with what I'm going to call the mustache helmet, with that one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then they get the regular one in this
stormtrooper like helmet. Yeah.
Yeah. So that at that point I was like, so are they the same guys? Yeah.
They are the first stormtroopers.
Okay. I don't remember this movie from when I saw it in theaters when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
So I had no idea that the troopers were gonna turn on the jetties. Took me by surprise again.
Mm-hmm.
I was sad to see all those jetties get dead.
They get dead in a little montage we get.
Yeah. Sad.
Yeah.
Gotta get those jetties back.
The Purge.
Make new jetties.
Maybe that doesn't work out so well in the long run.
You don't think they're gonna eventually do that in Star Wars history going forward?
I mean, possible. It's possible we might see that again.
I could see this saga ending with Rey training new Padawans.
Maybe even Luke. We don't know what's about to happen.
Maybe Luke. I kind of expect Luke to die, at least at the end of Episode 9.
That's possible, too.
If we're following any sort of trend, what if Luke turns to the dark side?
I don't think that's going to happen.
No,
if we were going to do that...
People will be too heartbroken. And upset.
If you were going to do that, you would have done that for 7 and had that been the reveal, probably.
Yeah, that would have been a good one.
But we can discuss theories for what may happen later, because there are a lot of theories.
Gotta get excited for this Rogue One movie.
That's why we watched this.
Yeah. Which I don't know anything about besides it's about the Death Star plans, which we saw in Attack of the Clones for just a second.
Just briefly.
Count Dooku had it and was taking it to the Emperor.
Yeah.
So the Emperor's got it.
And then at the end of Sith, we saw the skeleton form of the Death Star at the very least.
Did we? Where?
When they're in the Star Destroyer looking out.
Oh, Vader, okay. Yeah, that's right.
There's just a skeletal form of...
Like there is in Episode 6, when they rebuild it over the course of a fucking year.
Well...
Or do you think they were building another
4
one?
years. He may have been building multiple just in case.
Why wouldn't you?
What's better than one Death Star? Multiple Death Stars.
I could make the argument the thing better than one Death Star is the Death Star the size of a planet.
Well, he didn't have that much foresight.
Can't wait till we get the Death Star the size of a galaxy. That can destroy universes.
I mean, that introduces a whole multiverse concept to Star Wars.
Dragon Ball this shit.
I don't even want to begin. It's
Rogue One.
Rogue One.
Rogue One.
It's coming.
No Jedis.
As far as we know, no. We will have probably references to the Jedis. We will.
I feel like it's going to be weird having a Star Wars movie if there's literally no Jedis.
I mean, we're going to have Vader there.
I guess he's a Sith, so that's good enough.
Yeah.
He'll do magic stuff.
Probably. I mean, yeah, who even knows how much he's going to be in that movie?
I would hope a bit. Like, I feel like if we have James Earl Jones and we got a good time period to do this, they should do as much as they can. You know, Han Solo this.
That's true.
You get as much out of him as you can right now, because this is your only opportunity.
You know. What's his name will take over, and he does a fine job as Vader. So.
Okay.
But yeah.
Sequels. Prequels.
Yeah, we will use them as well. I mean, James Earl Jones came back for a few episodes of Rebels, so he's constantly willing to come back.
What's your take on the prequels as a whole?
As a whole?
As a whole.
One is decent.
Okay.
Two, I can't do the love story.
It's really bad.
Yeah. And three's a bunch of action scenes that I like to watch.
Oh, yeah. How about that General Grievous? All right.